Let's see if we can get some more fish food over here. You didn't know it was a fish food store, did you? Morning. Floating pond and catfish food, multi-species formula. They used to have more of a variety, but hopefully the fish will like this stuff. This is how we do it. If you neglect your personal hygiene, it's considered to be offensive. You might get remarks from people about it, and those remarks will probably not be very polite. But if, on the other hand, you go to a store you buy something to cover that smell up with, and then you subsequently douse yourself in it, that's okay. You can assault people with that smell. That's not something we comment about, right? It bothers me. I'm allergic to most of it, so it's always a thing. Imagine just walking up some lady and telling her she stinks because she's wearing Chanel number 69 or what, I don't know what that stuff is. Probably go put more of it on. The lady at the register told me I looked like I was a pretty cool dude. I can't claim that as a universally held opinion, but she did strike me as an authority on the subject, so I'm going to accept her diagnosis. I don't need a second opinion. Today is Thursday? Thursday. May 1st. Happy Beltane if you celebrate it. I don't really have anything exciting really to do for this video, but I wanted to talk for a minute, so, bear with me. I have one of those brains that never shuts up. It never freaking stops. Like, that meme where the person's laying in bed with their brain at 3 o'clock in the morning? That is me. I've made peace with a lot of my life, so now what my brain does, rather than going back and rehashing stuff I have no control over, is it thinks up, things for these videos, or how to complete a project or a new project, and then once it fixates on that, I have to do it, or it won't stop. One of the things that my brain was thinking about one night was, what makes you a biker? The easy answer of what makes you a biker is that you have a motorcycle that you ride. But which is it? Is it having a motorcycle, or is it riding a motorcycle? If you had a motorcycle and then something happened to that motorcycle, or God forbid something happened to your ability to ride that motorcycle, are you no longer a biker? Is it once a biker, always a biker? If that's the case, were you a biker before you got the motorcycle? Or is it not that kind of always a biker? All of my life, everyone's always assumed that I had a motorcycle. I'll tell you a secret. This is my first motorcycle. This big freaking Harley machine thingy. And I bought it last November. Before that, I'd ridden motorcycles. Like I'd ridden like dirt bikes and stuff. But I didn't have a license and I didn't have a motorcycle. I really could never afford one. I had this trike kit. This bike came with the trike kit. That was important because I'm disabled and my leg doesn't always work. I have other issues. I don't really like talking about it, but I also don't really like the idea of ending up underneath of an 800-pound Harley at a traffic light because my leg gave out. So that's nice. In Virginia, there's two different types of motorcycle licenses. So you get M2 and M3. M2 is for two-wheeled bikes and M3 is for three-wheeled bikes. So in order to ride a trike or anything with a sidecar, you have to have the M3 license. If you have just the M license, you can ride both. A lot of people, when they passed that, were grandfathered in. So I took the class to get an M3 license. And in that class, I was taught on a Can-Am Riker 900. When I first started seeing the Rykers several years ago, I thought they were the silliest looking motorcycle. I'm not like a purist. I'm not like a Harley guy. I bought a Harley because when I was looking for a motorcycle, my partner grew up with Harleys and she said it had to say Harley Davidson on the side if I wanted to park it in the driveway. Apparently a Sharpie doesn't count. But at the age that I'm at now, whatever age that is, 49, got less judgmental and less staunchly opinionated about things, less sort of dismissive of things that I don't understand or don't. You know, I think a lot of times you try to be cool, and so you develop opinions that you think are cool, and you stick by them. And I don't need to do that anymore. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I've been diagnosed as a pretty cool dude, and that's enough. I don't need to be a jerk to prove it. Anyway, I found riding a Can-Am Riker to be a lot of fun, and I think for people who are disabled or people who aren't disabled who just want to ride a three-wheeled motorcycle. Maybe you don't feel comfortable on two wheels. Maybe you never learned how to ride a bicycle. I'm an 80s kid. The one thing that all of us 80 kids have in common is that if you hand us a bicycle or a pair of roller skates, we become Sweeney Todd in that movie when he grabs a razor and says, "At last my arm is complete." So my balance is fine, but you know, it's not riding bicycles is not as common a thing these days. Some of my kids are great on bicycles, and some of them don't know how to ride, and that's just it, you know. And I think that as we're going forward, the world of motorcycles is going to have to accept those limitations and not be judgmental about them. And to some degree, Harley's doing it. They make the freewheeler and they make the tri-wheel, I think, tri-glide. I don't know. They make a couple of Trikes. You know, a lot of Harley riders are getting older. Sorry, guys. You know who you are. Anyway, back to the Can-Am Riker. It's a good option. It's kind of got an automatic transmission. You don't have to use a clutch. It's got one brake that does front and back. And these motorcycles have a front brake and a back brake, and they're operated independently of each other. I don't know what you'd have to do to flip one over. I don't know. I don't know a lot about them, other than you know, what I learned riding. I'll tell you who does, though, because I've been watching his videos. Is Nevada Stray Cat. He rides the Can-Am Riker 900, and he talks about it a lot. You should check out his videos. I'll give you a link in the description. That's my plug for the day. I'm trying to, you know, support the community more. I tend to get very self-centered, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I would like to extrapolate a little bit from that and just say, you know, as you're going through your life, if you're feeling judgmental about things, like in the biker world, like I've seen bikers comment that, well, you know, it's okay if you're disabled or something and you want to ride a three-wheel motorcycle as long as you know how to ride a two-wheel motorcycle. Somehow all of a sudden these guys are gatekeepers to trikes, motorcycles in general. Don't do that, okay? It doesn't make you cooler. It doesn't give you any more credential or street cred or anything. You're just being a jerk. Just let people have whatever they want to have and let them enjoy it, you know? Not just in motorcycles. You know, all of us at some time will be going about and we'll see somebody. I'll give you another story. When I was roofing, the first foreman that I worked with in a roofing company, I was 24 years old. We're going up the road in the company truck, and there's this guy sitting on the side of the road dressed in all black, long purple hair. His name was Kay. I knew him. And my foreman looked at him and goes, I just don't understand some people. He said it very judgmentally, not like inquisitively, like, well, I don't understand. So help me understand where you're coming, you know, very dismissively. And I thought, I wonder if he's ever tried. And the answer is he probably hasn't. He probably sees things that don't immediately make sense to him, and he feels a little judgmental about it, and then he dismisses them. And we do that a lot. You know, we dismiss entire groups of people. We like to label ourselves, and then we like to label everyone else. And if those labels don't overlap, nice day for it. Be gentle with each other. You weren't born knowing everything. That's all. I did a short the other day. I'm still resting. I've been riding a little bit because, you know, I've got things to do. We'll do an adventure video soon. In the meantime, ride safe. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.